here, also known as the Goal Digger Girl, coming in to kick off day one of the Wealth Mastery series. If you haven't noticed my excitement, you've been missing out because myself and my team, we have been feverishly preparing behind the scenes for this, as we always do, to make sure you have a great experience. And we are beyond excited to bring brand new content to you, because we know what it's like to learn. And when you're learning new things, you absolutely want to be stimulated. You want to learn, have new insights, new breakthroughs. I mean, that's the whole point of going through these, is transformation. So I'm excited to have you guys here. I want to welcome you on. I would love for you to share in the comments, share below, and we're streaming on Instagram as well, and a few other platforms. Let us know in the comments, what do you do? So what industry are you in? What is your profession? Are you a mindset coach? Are you a beauty influencer? Do you do health and wellness in the network marketing space? What exactly do you do? So put that in the comments. I would love for you to share that with us so we can kind of see who is here with us. Also, we've had almost 2,500 people register for this. So we know for a fact that you want this content. You are craving learning about wealth and how you can be wealthy in all areas of your life. Making more money, yes, this is part of it, but how do you truly feel wealthy? How do you, get in alignment with what you want in your life? And again, all areas. And we know people get busy, they lose schedules, all the things. So I'm going to ask you to help us to make sure people know that we're live right now. So go ahead in the comments or hit that little share button. If you're on Instagram, go ahead and share this out. Let a friend, at least one business bestie, know that we're streaming this content right now. I would love to invite you to do that. If you're on Facebook, you can use the @ symbol and tag a friend or two. And then also, if you are connected to someone at Team Goal Digger, make sure you tag them as well, because they do keep track of that to say, hey, who is here? Because they want to make sure that you're successful. What we do know about live events is that it's like reading a book. Only 5% of people make it through a book. And we know that people tend to drop off as time goes on. For us, luckily, historically, our crew stays, and I expect all of you to fulfill that. I'm going to ask you to make a commitment to be really focused, to be intentional with this time together. Make the most of this time together, because for whatever reason, if you saw an ad or our email came across your desk, you're supposed to be here. I truly believe that you are ready. Is it when the student is ready, the teacher will appear? I want to be your teacher in these 3 days, and you will see I'm going to give 1,000%. I don't give 100%. I don't give 110%. I'm not wired that way. I give 1,000%. And I'm going to make that commitment to you right now. And I'm going to ask that you make that commitment back to me, meaning we're not also, shopping, on TikTok. We're also not, writing down things outside of this material. We're not, kind of listening and also, doing other things. I really want to encourage you to be 110% focused, or solely focused on this content, because it's 3 days, an hour each day. Obviously we have VIP after, and then it's done. So I don't want you to come back later going, man, I missed that content. I really wanted to participate on that. Because if you miss the content, nothing is going to change for you until you change. And it's going to start with you learning what we're going to talk about. So if you can make that commitment for me, I would love for you to put I am committed in the comments. Words are very powerful, and I am committed is an affirmation. So put that in the comments. I am committed. If you're like, I'm totally going to be here for the 3 days. Or if you're at work or something, you're going to watch the replay within 24 hours. You are all in. Put that in the comments so I know who is ready to show up, okay? Who this is for. This is for the person who maybe has had some success making some money, even in the corporate space, or as an entrepreneur, and it tends to disappear, okay? So you're like, I can make money, I just don't have any. I'm like looking at my bank account, we want to go on a vacation, or gosh, the credit card bill came in again and it's higher than I expected. There's just not enough month at the end of the money, right? This is also for the person who wants to learn how to make more money. So you're just like, Kimberly, I'm doing all the things. I'm posting on Instagram. I've got my Facebook group. Like, I'm doing all the things. You can do all the things and be broke. And people don't talk about that. They don't just say it. I'm here to change that. I'm here to show you the keys to the kingdom. I'm here to show you how to unlock the secrets for those that are wealthy. Because those that are wealthy, do things differently. They think differently. Okay? Energetically, they're different. Wouldn't you like to know what that looks like? And most importantly, this isn't just about money. We want money because of what it can do for us. I just had a friend reach out and she said, "Hey, I just started a GoFundMe, and could you share this out? Can you let people know?" And I was like, "Yes, absolutely." And I was able to contribute without thinking twice about that. 10 years ago, I wouldn't have had any money to give to anybody to a GoFundMe. I would have been like, "Hey, can I start my own GoFundMe just to live?" Right? So when you think about why we want money, it's for what it can do in our life. It's not about the actual money. It's not. Do you even actually see the money that flows through your bank account? No, it's just electronic now, right? Not very many of us even have cash in our hands. It's what the money can do for us, okay? It's being able to say to your kiddos, yeah, we can go ahead and do that. Or your husband's like, "Hey, let's go on a vacation." And you're like, "Yeah." Or your car broke down again and you're like, "All right, it's time to upgrade." And you can do that because you want a reliable vehicle. You want time with your husband. You want to be a mom, or, if you have kids, to be able to say yes to your kids and not no to your kids, like probably what you heard growing up. Like, it is so much more than money, you guys. And that's my mission to unveil that to you in the next 3 days. But also, this is who this is for. It's for the person who wants more. You're sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. You're sick and tired of saying no, or worrying about money, or stressing out. And that lack that lack is at the forefront of your life, and you're ready to change that. Okay. I think most of you know me. Let me just see real quick so I can see, because I've seen all of your names and I recognize most of you. Can you put new in the comments if you're new? Maybe somebody invited you to this and you've not seen me before. I just want to get a feel of how many new people we have. So if you don't know my story, I grew up in LAC. I grew up in a single family. We lived with my grandfather for 7 years because my mom, was working full time to save up money for her first home. Oh, we do have a lot of new people. Welcome. We're so excited to see y'all. So I grew up in Detroit, or just north of Detroit. And my mom was a single parent. She worked really hard. When you put who your hero is, I always put her in school, because I saw how hard she's working. And that's where I get my work ethic from, is from my mother. And because of that, she would pick up extra jobs around the holidays. She would deliver pizzas at night just to be able to pay for Christmas gifts. She showed me what it looks like to hustle. She had a very hard life. Okay. And that was my model, was, okay, you work really, really, really hard. You don't spend money on anything except for what you need. And there's not enough. There's not enough. There's not enough. And I went into my 20s making great money, because I'm a talented woman, as you guys can tell. I have skill sets, making great money, and I'm a go-getter, and spending it all to the point where I maxed out all my credit cards. I was not allowed to get another credit card. My credit score was as low as it goes. I had to take a 6-month course on repairing your credit, and I had to go on my credit score. I was almost evicted from a home, almost lost a car, just a mess financially. And I kind of worked my way out of that a little bit. And as when you don't address the deep-rooted issues, things loop, right? Have any of you experienced things happening over and over again? And so when Scott and I got married, I brought a lot of debt to the relationship, and I was hell-bent to pay it off on my own. And went on, and we had I had a 6-figure salary. He had almost 6-figure salary. We had a new home we built, 2 new cars, 2 babies. We were living it, right? Paycheck to paycheck, but we were living large. And then I got let go from my job, and I had a baby coming. My second baby was on the way very soon. And I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? So we cashed in our 401ks, put everything on credit cards. I couldn't get a job. I was doing little things. I was running boot camps in the backyard with a baby strapped onto me. We have pictures of me being like, do a burpee. And I had a little baby right there, Elise. And we got through it, and I racked up almost 6 figures of debt. So I was making 6 figures, months later had racked up 6 figures of debt in a very short period of time, because you still have to make the mortgage payment and pay the car note loans and the daycare and all the things, right? So I went into a really deep depression. I did not handle motherhood very well. And we continued to spend and spend and spend. We didn't have a budget, anything. So one day I woke up and I'm like, okay, I'm done. I don't want to live like this anymore. So we got into a debt. Dave Ramsey, he's in my book, Becoming a Money Boss. I talk about him all the time. We got in the debt snowball, which is what he teaches. We started getting our way out of debt. That's when I was like, okay, I need more money. So I started my side hustle in 2017. I realized that I was self-sabotaging, which we're going to spend a lot of time on that today. And I was blowing my opportunity to grow my side hustle, my network marketing business, because I had a major struggles with alcohol abuse. And so I was going through this vicious cycle of self-deprecation, beating myself up, tormenting myself, telling myself I wasn't good enough. And in the summer of 2017, I said, all right, God, I'm out of options here. Like I literally don't know what to do. And so a friend actually said, you got to talk to my therapist friend. She's changed my life. So I reached out and I said, hey, this is where I'm at. And we started doing work together very intensely. It was multiple times a week. We did sessions. I had to write down things every day, reprogram my subconscious mind, create a new belief for myself. And one day I woke up and I'm like, I don't need to drink anymore. I'm not that person anymore. I'm different. And I want a life of abundance, and I want a life of prosperity, and I want to be seen as valuable. First, I see it, and then the world sees it. And I want to change this world, and I want to do what God put me on this planet to do. I want to be, the extension of him. And I believe that he has me here for a reason. Like I know it in my being. I want to be a different mom. I want to be present with my kids and not be thinking about drinking wine. I want to be, intimate with my husband and have an amazing relationship. And August 1st of 2017 was my first day of sobriety, and I've been celebrating ever since. And what was so transformative when that happened is that when I said yes to myself first, and that I was valuable and worthy, and I was here for a reason, everything changed. The right people came in, the right opportunities. I started taking inspired action. I started tapping into what God wanted me to do. And I started showing up on social media. I started offering value, developing an audience. Everything that we talk about in our programs, I started doing that without any social media following. So if you're on here and you're like, I want to make money on social, but I don't have a following like you, that's BS. That's a limiting belief. That's not helping you. And it kept growing and growing and growing. So in 2018, that spring, we launched, I was by myself, but I launched the Gold Digger Girl Co., hit 6 figures in 90 days. I quit my job that year. We're coming up on $7 million in revenue. I've written 6 books, 3 are international bestsellers. We have our podcast is number one, top 1% of all podcasts. There's millions of podcasts out there. We've also reached top 1% as far as a coach in the coaching space. This last year, I was recognized as the top CEO by the International Association of Top Professionals. I've been able to speak all over North America. And in our communities, we serve thousands of women. We've had thousands of women go through our programs. And what we're most known for is teaching simple systems and online strategies in sales and marketing. So this is going to be really fun for those of you that have done more tactical trainings with us. I truly believe it's mindset before mechanics, which we're gonna be using that as our pillar. That if you've been trying and you're doing all the things and you're like, Kimberly, I have my DMO, right? I've got my DMO. I do it every day and I check those boxes off. It doesn't matter until you do this work that we're going to do together. Okay. So this is going to fast track your success. If you guys are ready for that, you're like, oh my gosh, yes, you're speaking my language. This is what I need. I want that transformation for me, Kimberly. I want to make 6 figures or multiple 6 figures or 7 figures. Then drop some fire in the comments. The fire emoji is my favorite, but if you can't drop an emoji, just drop hashtag fire in the comments. Let me know that you are really pumped about this information. Okay. So if you're just coming in and you want to hang out with us for the next few days, we're going to have VIP sessions every day after the live stream session here. So if you want to go into VIP is designed for me to be able to, and my coaching team will be on as well, for us to dig into some of the blocks holding you back, limiting beliefs, the things that you're stuck on. So it's going to be live coaching. So you're going to be able to get in a private Zoom session. You're going to be able to have coaching access to me and the team. So just put VIP in the comments if you want to jump into that. And then if you don't have your workbook and you're like, oh no, everybody, there was a workbook that you could have received. If you don't have it, that's okay. Just go ahead and take notes for now. We can get you the workbook after. Definitely don't leave and go, off looking for it because you'll never come back. That's just, entrepreneurs are kind of ADD. I'm ADD by nature. So we just sort of scroll off and we don't know what just happened. So stay here, stay present with me. Very important, but we can get you the workbook after. Okay. Now, if you tag the person who invited you in here, we have an influencer program. So if one of our influencers or affiliates invited you, tag them. tag your contact at Team Goal Digger. So if you're working with one of our business strategists, our coaches, tag them. And then if you don't have anyone, you're like, I just found this and I want to like what's happening right now, and you want the workbook or just want to know where all the things are, you can just put coach in the comments, and then someone from our team will reach out to you. Okay. Just put coach in the comments. Okay. So let's jump in. If you don't have the workbook, no worries. You can just take notes. And then if you have the workbook, we're heading into page number 1. Okay. I'm so excited about this. This is awesome. All right. Welcome to the Wealth Mastery series. So the first thing we're going to focus on is your limiting beliefs dictate everything. Okay. I know that's a bold statement, but your limiting beliefs dictate everything. It's so interesting, but the way that we function it's operating below the surface. Have you all seen that diagram where there's, an iceberg and you can just see the top part peeking out above the ocean water level? You can just see that tip of the iceberg. Everything underneath, that subconscious, right? That's what's running the show. And most people don't even do the work to dig into their subconscious or figure out what's going on. And then what happens is that they just have the same result over and over and over again. Okay. What's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Oh, we have somebody who wants to get into VIP on Instagram. If y'all can check that for us. Thank you. Okay, so let's get into the first paragraph here. Most people make the mistake of trying to implement positive mindset habits. So the first blank is mindset. They implement positive mindset habits without first identifying common rooted beliefs that are consciously running in the background. They may see some initial progress, but will wonder why they seem to slip back into old patterns and behaviors. Okay, and Steph will always put the fill in the blanks for you, or sometimes people get a little bit jiggity about that. We'll get you the answer key, don't worry, okay? So what we do is we wake up, right? This is a great time of year to talk about this. 93% of New Year's resolutions are forgotten by like the 3rd week of January. So I did a TV segment, it aired this morning, and it was something like ditch your New Year's resolutions. And they had me come and talk about goal setting because the majority of people just are done with it. So this is a really good time to talk about that. So what do we do? New Year's is coming, right? Or it's summer and you're like, okay, I'm going to get ready for summer. And what do? We think, okay, I'm going to work on my mindset and I'm going to be positive. And I'm just going to go read a book and I'm going to listen to a podcast and I'm going to be a new person. Okay. And what happens is we tend to slip into old patterns and behaviors. So we might, have you ever joined a gym before and you're doing pretty good? And then one day you're like, I'll just go tomorrow. And you skip a day. And then the next day you're kind of starting to slip out of the habit. And before you know it, you've quit the gym. Put me in the comments if you can relate to this at all in any way, not just the gym, but maybe a new habit. Maybe you go walking every morning. And then one day you're like, when did I stop walking? I used to walk every morning. Why did I stop walking? Like you can't even remember why. This is why. It's because of these common rooted beliefs that are absolutely running in the background. So if we don't figure out what's going on below the surface, we will go back to those patterns. It's conditioning, okay? We are conditioned a certain way, okay? So there are a variety of tools that can be utilized to attract more abundance into your life and get in alignment with the wealth frequency. But if you don't rewire your limiting beliefs, you will potentially experience a repeated looping pattern of self-sabotage. So I will break that down for you. But the first blank in that next paragraph, or only blank, is abundance, okay? So we can tap into all kinds of tools for abundance. We can get into alignment with the wealth frequency, which is what I'm going to teach you in the next couple of days. And like I said, it's all brand new content. So I think you guys are absolutely going to love this. But what happens is we can create a looping pattern, okay? So here's an example. My daughter, Addison, and she'll see this one day, and I'm totally cool sharing this with her because she knows this. Addison's a Gemini. If you don't know what a Gemini is, they are known for having like very extreme, two sides to them that are very extreme. Addison is the sweetest thing in the whole planet. Like if there's a spider, she's like, don't kill it. Let me rescue it and put it outside. Do any of you have children like that? If you look at her the wrong way, she'll burst into tears. Like she's super sweet. But then she has this anger side of her where it comes out of nowhere. Sometimes I'm like, is her head going to spin around? Because it's so extreme. Okay. So when something happens, for example, if she, can't figure something out, or she can't find something, she will go off the handle. And it happens every single time when she's just like, oh my gosh, I lost this thing. And she will get mad and somebody took it and she can't find it when it's her, right? That's a looping pattern. Or when you get home from work and your kids come at you and you're just like, oh my gosh, I just need 5 freaking minutes to myself. Okay. And there's this space of like pure frustration because they're coming at you and you just got home from work. And so you start, guys, give me a minute. That's a looping pattern. Okay. So it's when we repeat things over and over and over again. Or, there's certain things with our spouse that we always pick a fight over. Okay. Those are looping patterns of self-sabotage. So this might be something where every time you say, all right, I'm gonna grow my audience, and I'm gonna be a goal digger. And then one day you're like, oh, social media is a little draining. I'm just gonna skip today. That's self-sabotage. Because in order for you to grow your audience and do the things, you need to show up somewhere every day, right? And inherently, if you really are objectively able to observe what you're doing, you're self-sabotaging. The reason why we self-sabotage is because deep down, the subconscious mind does not want to change. Write that down in your notes. Deep down, the subconscious mind does not want to change. And there's, I do somatic work. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but I have a coach and we work on stuff. And a lot of times things will come up from when I was younger. And so you hear about like your inner child and things like that. Well, there are things from childhood that are running the show today. Okay. So your subconscious mind wants to keep you safe. They don't want things to change, or it doesn't want things to change. So if you're trying to change things, you're up against a little bit of resistance here. And when we can break through that and acknowledge it, then we can rewire it and make things different. Okay. Common forms of self-sabotage. Number one, there's some space here for you to write this in. Number one, blaming others when things go wrong. Number one form of self-sabotage, and these are not in order. Number one is blaming others when things go wrong. So my example with Addison, I've done it too. Actually, today when I went to put on eyeliner, I couldn't find this color I like. It's like a brown. I had 3 other colors in my makeup bag, and we were just out of town over the weekend. And I was like, oh my gosh, who took my eyeliner? And then I was like, nobody. Who's going to be in my bag at my friend's house taking my eyeliner? So I had to like talk myself out of it. And I was like, okay, that's weird. I guess I'll use something else. And I looked down. I had already taken the brown eyeliner out when I was getting myself all situated. So that blaming others, right? It's a form of self-sabotage. Okay. When things go wrong, when you blame others, you give up your power. When you blame others, you give up your power. Okay, so that is absolute self-sabotage, because when you give up your power, you're helpless. You're like, oh, right, we're blaming, we're a victim, which is not saying you're acting like a victim, but we get into that victim mentality, which is where we lose our power. Number 2 is you walk away from things. You walk away when things don't go smoothly. You walk away when things don't go smoothly. That's a form of self-sabotage. So if things don't go smoothly, you walk away. You want to quit. So this can be in your marriage. This can be if you have kids melting down. You just walk away. You're like, I'm going to go into the bedroom, in the closet. I'm going to hide. I don't want to deal with this. Okay. Or if you're in your business and it starts getting hard, if you're in network marketing and your team is, having a downward month, or maybe the last month was hard, or even a few months, you just want to walk away. You just want to quit. You're like, this is too much. If you find yourself getting overwhelmed with all the things in your business and you're like, I'm just going to walk away. That just walk away. Just be done with it. I just want to quit. That is a form of self-sabotage. Number 3 is procrastination. Procrastination. So let me give you some other descriptors of procrastination, and I think this will really help you. Other forms of procrastination are overwhelm. And we joke around about the word overwhelm. I understand people get overwhelmed. I get overwhelmed. And then we say, okay, I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed. What am I going to do about it? What a lot of people do, the self-sabotage comes in when we say, I'm just so overwhelmed. There's just too much going on. I have to have a VA, and Kimberly's telling me I have a freaking landing page. And then I've got to log in and write an email, and I'm supposed to post on social media every day. Are you kidding me right now? And like talk to people. So that overwhelm is a form of procrastination. It's that subconscious mind running in the background. They're running the show going, just quit, just give up. it's too much. It's just too much. This is stressing you out. You need to do some self-care. Okay, that overwhelm can be a form of procrastination. By the way, I will say that I am not a psychologist. I'm not a therapist. So, if I'm sharing anything with you and you're like, then go consult with your doctor. Also, I am speaking in generalities. So if I say something you're like, that's not true for me, that's okay. So this is just in general, okay? Other forms of procrastination are lack of time management. So when we are able to get things done, so let's say kiddos are at school for a few hours and you've got, 2 solid hours to yourself and you come up with other things to do than work on your business or your DMO, or in DMO is just daily method of operation. What are you supposed to be doing every day, right? Following up, things like that. Well, it's your lack of time management that is causing self-sabotage. The other form of procrastination, and this is really common for entrepreneurs, especially women, is that we doubt our abilities. That's a form of procrastination, actually, is when we doubt our abilities. So we say, oh, I don't know about going live. Who am I to talk about, being a mom and being confident? We just talk ourselves right out of it when we doubt our abilities, or we think, well, I don't know if I could really coach people, or I don't know if I could start another business or quit my job one day. We doubt our abilities. Okay. Number 4, picking fights. This is a form of self-sabotage, picking fights, where we can be either overly sensitive. So maybe we react to things, we get, ticked off, right? We are just overly sensitive. Like if our husband says something, we take it the wrong way. Like we're looking to be offended. Okay. Or the way I see this very commonly, I see this with just observing others, is passive aggressiveness. Passive aggressiveness is a form of self-sabotage. So this would be something like where you are, making little comments, or, that's not the way I would have done it. Or I figured you would know how to do that if you're talking to your VA, for example. I don't understand. My VA I don't understand why they didn't do this. This is so obvious to me. Okay. Things like that looking to get mad at maybe your team or your people who work for you or clients or your people around you who is in your life every day, and you're looking to get mad at them and picking a fight, or just, you might not even interact with them. This might be in your head. You're just annoyed with people. You get frustrated really easy. That's a form of self-sabotage. Number 5, and don't worry, we're going to talk about everything that you can do to change this, okay? Number 5 is you have trouble stating your needs. You have trouble stating your needs. Now, when you are getting your hair done, so I went in and I have extensions. I don't know if you guys know that. I have lashes on. I like my things, okay? If anyone wants to judge, go ahead and judge, okay? But I like my things. So I went in and I had extensions put in. And I came home and I'm like, I don't like it. Like, I want it to be this way. So I called up, I'm like, hi, I want to schedule an appointment to come back in. And she was like, okay, what, and I came back in 2 days later and I said, this is what I want. I want my hair longer and I want it to be bigger. And this is what I want. And he was like, okay, you're not messing around. I'm like, no, this is how I want it. Do you know that most women can't do that? They would go home with their shitty haircut and live with it until it grew out, or it was dyed a certain color, they didn't like it. Or if I actually went to, this is like funny how examples come up, coincidences. But I went to the coffee shop last week. We're actually we're doing a local event in Austin. If any of you are in Austin, hit me up. I'll let you know when it is. But I went to the coffee shop to talk to the girl. That's where I'm going to host it, in my neighborhood, in a city nearby. And I ordered a vanilla latte. And then she said, the girl who took the order, she said to the other girl, hey, can you make her a vanilla latte? And then I went and sat down, and the girl came out with this tiny, sorry about the swearing. Sorry, I try not to swear. I love swearing though, if you guys didn't know that. So this little cup, it's like this small. I was like, So I said, the girl set it down and walked away. I said, oh, hey ma'am, I actually got a large one. So can you just do another one? That way it kind of equals that. And she goes, sure, no problem. She went and made it, came back. Again, what would most of us do? We'd be like, I've got my little lame vanilla latte. So trouble stating your needs is a form of self-sabotage because we're not saying what we want. we're basically saying we're not worthy enough. What we want isn't important. How crazy is that? Okay. So when we do that, we're holding ourselves back. We're self-sabotaging. And number 6 is putting yourself down. Here. Okay, putting yourself down is the last one I wanted to share with you. So for example, if you are in the ladies' restroom and someone says, oh my gosh, I love that dress. And you're like, this, oh, yeah, it doesn't fit exactly right. Like, it kind of makes my hips look a little big, but, or, oh, this, I got this. It's not true, but I got this at Target in the sale rack like 5 years ago. Yeah. We put ourselves down. Or someone's like, oh my gosh, that live you did was awesome. You're like, oh, I was all over the place. I wasn't prepared. Watch yourself. You'll be surprised at how often you do that. Okay. Again, that's a form of self-sabotage. So what we get to do is we get to notice these things, which will be part of your homework. Make sure you stay till the end for the homework because we're going to do a really fun giveaway. We haven't done this one yet, so it'll be fun. And part of the homework is going to be digging into this. Okay. I want you just to observe and notice, right? We start with observation. We start by reflecting instead of reacting. That's another good thing to write down, is to reflect instead of react. When you can start doing that on a day-to-day basis and go, that's interesting how I responded to that. It changes everything versus reacting, getting all mad, right? Okay, next page says, getting to the root of our behavior. According to psychologists, the majority of our beliefs are developed around age 7. Obviously, at that age, we are not equipped to challenge the beliefs we are forming and therefore adopt them as fact. So when I was a little girl, I had really janky teeth. And I know people don't like some of the terminology I use. I'm sorry, that's just who I am, and I don't filter. So I had these janky teeth, okay? So they were like, one was like, and my uncle, his whole goal in life was to harass and torture me. And I can say that openly because I feel like a lot of people can resonate with things from childhood. He was, I don't know what was there, but he had some things going on, and he loved to torture me and make me feel bad. So he would say things to me about how my teeth were ugly. I felt ugly. So when I was really young, I was really just like that, right? I was very, until I got braces my mom couldn't afford braces. So we didn't get them until I was, in about 13. So I had years and years and years of these teeth, these janky teeth that I felt ugly. And so when you're young and you have these different things happening where you're observing your parents, maybe there's fighting happening. I know a lot of you have experienced abuse in some way. So there's abuse happening, if it's physical, mental, verbal, all of those things when you're young, all of that impacts who we become and the beliefs that we have about ourselves. And what happens is that we just go on affirming that. For the longest time, I was, had issues with body image and, my weight. I used to, I gained a bunch of weight in college. I had so many issues with food, not a good relationship with food. And so where did that come from? Probably a lot of it was from my uncle, that interaction of feeling like I wasn't pretty. Okay. So it can be all kinds of things. But what's so interesting is when you're 7 or 8, 9, 10, you're not equipped to challenge those beliefs. So and it's from people around you that you look up to, parents, grandparents, teachers, coaches. They form your belief system. That's why every 5 seconds I'm like, all right, girls, listen to an affirmation, right? Let's program them in the right way. We can change that, which is what's so exciting about changing your family tree, which I am all about. Okay, next section. Here are the main reasons we develop self-sabotaging behavior. Patterns learned in childhood. Okay. This is deep. I know we're just going to go there. All right. Patterns learned in childhood. We just talked about that, but that is a form of self-sabotage. So let's say you grew up in lack and you start making money and you grew up where it wasn't good to have money. So I was raised Catholic. In the Catholic Church, you're taught, give all your money to the church, give the shirt off your back. Like that's what's in the Bible. Well, it's really not if you actually read the Bible. And in the Catholic Church, that's what I was taught. So it's bad to have money. People who have money, if you look in Hollywood and movies, it's portrayed to be a bad thing. So if you learn that in childhood and then you make money, you might spend it as fast as you got it because subconsciously, this is not conscious, subconsciously, you don't want that. You're not comfortable with that or wanting it. I'll work with women one-on-one and it comes out because you got to get it out. Well, I feel like that's greedy for me to want to be a millionaire. Not true. Okay. Second thing is past relationship dynamics. We can develop self-sabotaging behavior because of past relationship dynamics with our mother, with, an ex-husband. There's all these core relationships in our lives that can form how we believe who we are and interacting with the world and others. And sometimes we can even, if you had a narcissistic, I'm not going to name any family members. I am very, very familiar with narcissism. I know what it looks like. I've been around it my whole life. And so if you had, say, a narcissistic parent, it can be very easy for you to attract a narcissistic partner because that's the behavior you're familiar with. Okay. So it's really interesting when you can start to look at, friendships you have. You're like, oh my gosh, that person always puts me down. I have friends that put me down. You've attracted that. You're affirming that the behavior or the beliefs that you have with the relationships in your life. Fear of failure. The next one is fear of failure. A lot of us are afraid to fail. We have so much fear around it. Some of us are afraid. I actually have a one-on-one client. Well, she's inside of one of our programs, Accelerator, but she's told me, I'm afraid of success. What if the floodgates open and I can't handle it? What if I can't handle it? What if I drop the ball? What if I don't deliver? She's afraid of success. So afraid of success, fear of failure, that's failure to her. She would fail by having all the success and all the clients, right? Fear of failure comes from us being told we have to do things right. We have to do things perfect. Be a good girl, okay? Failure to us can feel like a bad thing. It's not. I fail all the time. Ask my team. I fail like on a daily basis. Okay, next one is need for control. The next reason we develop self-sabotaging behavior is the need for control. We have to control the situation and the people and the way things are, and it's super tight, and we're holding everything like this. And we're gonna learn about universal laws tomorrow. And I just chose, the top ones because there's a lot of them out there, but just the ones that apply to this material. But you're going to see the reason why a lot of you don't have abundance in your life or you don't have wealth. Okay. Money is different than wealth. You don't have wealth is because of the law of allowance and allowing things into your life. You do this. You've got everything with a death grip, right? So you're actually squandering, pushing away the exact things that you want because you need that control. Okay. So again, this isn't to make us feel bad. It's for us to go, wow, I am a very complex human being, and how exciting that I can tap into these behaviors and rewire them and create a new story and create new beliefs and new patterns. Behavior is all it is when you have repetitive thoughts, which give us a feeling, which gives us an action. Action over time creates behavior. So when we work over here to the thoughts and changing those thoughts, then the whole flow changes. And I'm going to teach you how to do that, okay? The good news is that behavior can be changed by changing your beliefs. Get started with this 5-step process, okay? So we'll talk more about this in VIP. So I'm going to go through it pretty quickly. If you are just joining us, just put VIP in the comments if you want to come to VIP after. I highly recommend it. Those that get the most out of these masterclasses we do once in a while, do the VIP sessions. Number one is identify the behaviors. So we want to change our beliefs, right? Well, let's work backwards. Number one, we're going to identify the behaviors. It's not always easy to examine your actions deeply enough to notice self-sabotage. So we just want to start by identifying the behaviors. I think today will probably help you a lot to start to see what I'm talking about, but identify the behaviors. Number one, start noticing. Number two, learn what sets you off. Learn what sets you off. So we actually have a student in one of our programs, and she shared the story how every day she would get home from work, and it was kind of that thing I was talking about earlier. Her kids would I don't think she said anything about her husband. She had 2 kids, and they would just come at her with all the things from the day, and she didn't love her job. So it was kind of like, oh, I'm home and now I've got all my kids at me, right? She was exhausted. So she worked with actually a therapist, and the suggestion was, tell them when you get home, you're going to go in your room for about 10 to 15 minutes, It's no one's to come to the door. It's a sacred space, and you're just going to decompress and then come back out of the room. She's like, okay, this is super weird, but I'm going to do it. She said it changed her whole family because mom stopped being angry and not wanting to listen to her kids when they need their mom and they need to tell their mom about their day. And that's important. And that was important to her. She was able to go to her room, decompress, have a minute to herself, and she would come out and be ready for her kids and her family. So what sets you off? What are your triggers? Okay. Number 3 is practice getting comfortable with failure. Practice getting comfortable with failure. So maybe even for you, it could be wearing earrings that don't match, or socks that don't match, or shoes that don't match. That could be an easy, tangible thing, and go out into public. Okay, that's in your in your mind. That's a form of failure. Like, I gotta match. Like, no, that feeling uncomfortable. That's a form of failure. Practice failure. Mess up. If you have something that you've been wanting to try, just go try it. Go do it, and be like, okay, I'm almost going to do this to create failure. Like, I want to see what that feels like. And then what you're going to realize is you're okay. You'll be fine. You got through it. And then it's going to give you permission to go for bigger and better things. If you're afraid of failure, you'll stay small. Okay. You'll stay right here. You won't grow and expand if you're so afraid of failure. Number 4 is talk about it. So talking about beliefs that you have, behaviors that you have, that's why coaching is so powerful. Because when you talk to someone about it, you can actually get to the root of things. You can find out like where it's coming from, how you can show up differently. How can you be curious about the situation? No judgment here at all. Okay. Judgment is not welcome in this situation, in this space that we're together. I'm not available for it. Judgment is going to do nothing for no one. Okay. So we're going to talk about it. And number 5 is we want to identify what you really want. Okay. Identify what you really want. Identify what you really want. What do you really want? Okay. And we are going to do that on day 3. What do you really want? A lot of times people know what they don't want, right? I don't want to be paycheck to paycheck. I don't want to be broke. I don't want to be stressed out. I don't want to have anger in my home. But what do you really want? Okay. Now, this next section here, this will be a big part of your homework. So we get to learn to think differently and develop new beliefs. So we don't want to use the words like I have to do this or I should. Tony Robbins always says don't shit on yourself. I think that's so funny. So don't should, no shoulds, no I have to. It's we get to. How lucky are we that we're even talking about this? You guys, this is like top, like operating at a really high level, high vibration. This is a very big conversation that 99% of the world isn't talking about. So we get to do this work, okay? So we get to learn to think differently. We get to develop new beliefs. And we want to start with brainstorming what are our current beliefs that are not working, that are not serving us, that are holding us back from success, that are creating self-sabotage, that are just not what we want, and reframing them with what we do want, okay? I'm going to teach you eventually, not right now, but we'll get there. I'm going to teach you to get to a point where as soon as a belief pops in that's not serving you, I'm going to teach you how to rewrite it instantly. Could you imagine throughout the day, like some limiting belief, something that's not serving you? This doesn't go away. By the way, I have them every day. Like I'm not immune to them. We all have them. They will never go away. Okay. This is part of the human experience. And when the belief pops in and I hear it, I'm able to instantly go, let me look at it this way. Okay. I feel better. Pretty cool, right? Okay. So this is what I want you to do for your homework for this part. I'll go over homework in a minute, but this paper, if you're in the workbook, page 3, it's a limiting beliefs reframing exercise. So what you're going to do is you're going to write down your current beliefs. Let me give you some examples. I don't know enough. I'm not good with money. I'm not good enough. I always give up. I always quit. I start things and I don't finish them. I don't have an audience. I'm bad at selling. I need to lose weight first, right? These are all limiting beliefs. So what are your current beliefs about yourself? And it can be all areas. It could be about yourself. It could be about work. It could be about relationships. It can be about time, stress. I mean, all the things going on in your life. Okay. So you're first going to write down your current beliefs, and then you're going to write down your new beliefs. Okay. You're going to write down your new beliefs. So with your new beliefs, what you're actually going to do is we're going to reframe them. Okay. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to flip the script. So let me give you an example. I don't know enough. Like Kimberly wants me to be this social media superstar and build this big brand. And I don't even have a brand and I don't even know what I'm doing. Okay. You're going to flip it and say, I'm so excited about all I'm learning and I'm going to be able to teach others what I'm learning. Or, yes, I don't know it all yet, but I'm learning new stuff every day. And I'm so excited to teach the next person who's maybe a few steps behind me. You guys see how different that is? I'm not good with money. I am learning about creating more money in my life and being able to keep it and being able to grow it and being able to give it to others. So you're just going to take each one and you're going to flip them. Okay, this is something where you're going to want to be by yourself. You're going to want to be quiet. It's going to absolutely be something that you're going to want to take a minute to do. And these are the kind of things where you're like, later, I'm going to do it later. It's not urgent. The stuff that will change your life is the stuff that's not urgent, but it's important. Okay. It's not urgent, but it's important. This is the work that's going to change your life. So is that important? I would say so. Okay. And if you put it off to whenever, forever, it's never going to happen. And a year from now, you would be in the same place. And we don't want that. So take the time to do the work. Okay. Let me know in the comments if this is helpful so far. We're going to get into homework in a minute. So if you're truly digging what we're talking about right now, we obviously have masterclass day 2 tomorrow. We have masterclass day 3. We've got VIP sessions each day. So we're just getting this party started. And I know for a lot of you, this is new and you're like, oh my gosh, like I want to know more. Tell me everything you've learned, Kimberly. Like I am in, like I am drinking the Kool-Aid. Okay. So if that's the case, if you're truly digging what we've covered so far, and you want to dive in deeper, I'm really excited to share a brand new program that we're launching, and then we'll get into the homework. So I would love to introduce to you, thank you for patiently waiting on Instagram. I would love to introduce to you our brand new program. It's called the Millionaire Mindset Experience. It's going to be at over 12 weeks, so a 90-day program with me personally, where we're going to cover the 3 main areas when it comes to becoming and adopting that millionaire mindset. It's going to be covering mindset, money, and marketing. So it's very business focused, but using everything that we've been talking about today, the theme of today. So if you want more information on it, just drop MME in the comments for Millionaire Mindset Experience. Drop MME in the comments. So this is what we're going to cover. There's going to be 12 modules and you will get a workbook in the mail. This is just a mock-up. I'm actually ordering the proof right now, but isn't this awesome? Look, how fun. Okay. So you're going to get a beautiful workbook in the mail, your companion guide. We're going to be covering all the things. So we're going to be covering manifestation. We're going to be covering your future self now. So how can you live now with the end in mind? We're going to cover daily tools to be able to, dive into manifestation on a daily basis. We're going to be covering developing discipline to mindset mastery. So I'm actually going to teach you how to build out your miracle morning or your miracle evening. We're going to get into abundance and prosperity in the marketplace. So we're going to do some real hands-on research so that way you can see what's out there, how much people are making. Is it, proof of concept? Basically in your niche, what you want to do, let's figure out what's already there and what you get to create. We're also going to get into identifying a real gap in the market. A lot of you don't quite understand how to get a real clear gap. So I'm going to teach you how to do that. The number one place to get leads for you. We're going to talk about reoccurring, building a sustainable model. We're also going to get into marketing. So positioning your offer, your branding, your social media content, and launching. So where are you going to launch? Who's going to be there? Like, how are we going to make that happen? So we're going to be getting into all the things when it comes to becoming a millionaire. And when I say millionaire, you might be like, I'm not even at 6 figures yet. Well, in order for you to get to 6 figures, we have got to cultivate a millionaire mindset. We have got to tap into abundance, wealth, prosperity. And it's great to do masterclasses and all the things that we love doing these and putting these on. And it's different when you have, structured curriculum that you're working through over a long period of time. most breakthroughs happen around the 8 to 12 week mark. I used to do personal training, and that's when I would see transformation happening with clients. Most people quit around the 6 week mark whenever they're doing something, or they try to learn, digest something and expect their lives to be changed. So at the end of these 3 days, you will be your perspective is going to be so different. And when we want to see true transformation, it happens over time. It's when we're able to learn and implement. Okay. So what I'm going to do as a bonus is for those of you that are like, I'm in, I want to do this, go ahead and put MME in the comments, and I'm going to do a cool bonus for y'all. So everyone who jumps into the Millionaire Mindset Experience, this is brand new content, by the way. I wrote the workbook or the companion guide already, and it's all brand new. So this bonus I'm going to do for you is for everyone who jumps into the MME before we kick off day 2 is going to get a personalized guided visualization from me. So I'm actually going to create a guided visualization for you with your name in it by me that you'll be able to listen to over and over again. So what that will do is, I believe for most of you, I'm someone that you either look up to or learn from. And when you have someone that you admire or you see them as a positive force in your life and they're telling you something, it gets into your subconscious mind. It's so powerful. Okay. So y'all are going to get that. And you're going to get lifetime access to the material. And then what we're also going to do is I have 12 meditations, guided visualizations, affirmations that I've created for you. You are going to get your own playlist. There's 12 of them. And every single day you're going to listen to one of them. And you can either repeat it or you can rotate through the 12. But over the 12 weeks together, every single day, we're going to work on your subconscious mind. So those are from me. I've created all of them, and you're going to get that as well for being in the program. Okay. So this program is worth probably about $12,000. I would say based on, what I charge for coaching and things like that in a group setting, obviously. So this program is going to be over 12 weeks, like I said, so it's not our year-long programs. And it's going to be $997, or you can do a 3-pay payment plan and just put down $367 today to get yourself into the program. We kick it off Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central, and everything's recorded. So if you're at work or you're like, I'm on vacation next week, you'll have the replays right away. We'll have those in your back office. So it kicks off Tuesday, Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central. Okay. So if you are one of our influencers or a current student in 6-Figure Breakthrough, Ignited Life Coaching, or Accelerator, connect with your contact at Team Goal Digger because they have a special offer for you. Okay. Are you guys excited? Isn't that fun? I just knew, like, when I was working through this content, I was like, we need to go bigger here. Like, I need to dive in. I'm jazzed out of my mind for being able to work with you guys at this level. And being able to offer something at that price point isn't something that we've been able to do as of late. So what a gift, right? If you guys didn't know, my birthday's on Saturday. And so I like to celebrate for the whole month. So this is for one of many gifts that are going to be coming. Okay. So we're going to get into VIP right after the homework here. So just put VIP in the comments if you want to jump in for that. All right, here we go. #day1 homework. Inside of our Facebook group where we're streaming right now, if you're on Instagram, you can come over to Goal Digger Creatives. That's where we're housing this. Or if you're on YouTube or LinkedIn, Goal Digger Creatives is our Facebook group where all of the replays will be, all of the homework posts, all the fun. Okay. Oh, that's so fun, Rose. So what we're going to do is we have a homework post dropping right now, #day1 homework. And then this is what you are going to be able to win. Okay. Whoever completes the homework. So I'm going to give you the action items. Go to #day1 homework. If you go to guide number 7 inside of our Facebook group, that's where all the replays are. So you can just go there for the homework post as well. You're going to comment on that homework feed that you did these different action items. Okay. So say I'll go over them in a second, but you're going to check in on the homework post and you're going to tag your contact at Team Goal Digger. So if it's one of our coaches or a business strategist, just use the @ symbol and tag them on the homework post so that they know that you did it. Okay. All right. So we are going to raffle off the following. So we're going to pick one winner. You have to have your homework done before 11 a.m. Central. Okay. You need to have your homework done before 11 a.m. Central tomorrow before we kick off day 2. So this is what the entry, the raffle is. And if you post on social media and do a post saying, hey, I just jumped in this cool masterclass called Wealth Mastery. If you want to do it with me, let me know. if you go ahead and do a post like that, drop that in the homework feed as well, just a screenshot, we will give you an extra entry, okay? So you're gonna get our Goal Digger devotionals. So we have 52 cards in here, and what it is it's all biblically based scripture from the Bible, and it all is centered around abundance, wealth, and prosperity. And then on the back is my little interpretation of each one. So you can just draw a card each day, and it can just give you like a theme for the day, which is kind of cool. I think it's really fun. So those are our Goal Digger devotionals. And then you'll also get our journal. So this is the Goal Digger journey, it says, but there's affirmations in here. There's quotes, there's power statements. It's really great. I love these journals. So you'll get a journal. And then you're also going to get our 90-day goal crusher. So Steph Dakin came up with this concept, and then Christy Dully designed it, which is really cool. And so we have a 90-day goal crusher. It's a physical journal that you get where you map out your goals, and then every day you assess it. It's the whole thing. It's incredible. So you're going to get that as well, which is really cool. Okay. So on the homework post, just make sure you check in with those items. So the action items are: observe your behavior and notice if you are self-sabotaging in any way. So remember, we want to be curious, no judgment, but you're just going to observe your behavior based on what we talked about. You might need to review your notes again and kind of, because I know I gave, what I just gave you is probably equal to 3 days of training. So we just did it in 1 hour. Okay. So you're going to observe your behavior. The second action item is you are going to record at least 10 limiting beliefs. Okay. You're going to record at least 10 limiting beliefs. So you can just write those down on the worksheet or just in your notebook if you don't have the workbook. Okay. And then we are going to do reframing your limiting beliefs. Reframing your limiting beliefs. So you're going to go through and reframe them. Okay. Just flip the script. And then, like I said, guide number 7 is where the replays will be. We'll keep those up until Tuesday, and then everything will come down. So if you're like, I'll watch this later, there is no later. It's now. Let's make it happen. Okay. So take a picture of me, put it in your stories, and tag me at the Goal Digger Girl. Yay. If you use the @ symbol and tag me, I will get notified, and I will put it in my stories and give you a shout out. Okay. So take a picture, put it in your stories. You can take a picture of me, or you can take a picture of you watching this, whatever you want to do. Do that. Tag me at the Goal Digger Girl, and I'll give you a shout out for that. And then we're going to go into VIP now. So check your email for the Zoom schedule for that. We're heading over there. My husband's at work today, so I need to feed my dog really quick, Raya, and then I'll be right back. So if you're on VIP, just log into the Zoom account, and as soon as I'm on, it'll pull you in. Okay, so it'll just be a couple minutes. All right, guys, so I'll meet you guys back here at 11 a.m. Central. If you want to do VIP, just put VIP in the comments. For those of you that are ready now to jump into the Millionaire Mindset Experience, you can put MME. And if someone shared this with you, use their link so that way they get connected to you. That's really helpful to do that if you don't mind. And I'm excited to do that with you guys. There's more to come on that, but I just wanted to kick it off with a bang today and share that new program with you, which I'm very jazzed about. Appreciate you guys so much for being on today. How awesome. So I'm going to go do that, and I'll meet you guys in Zoom. Everyone else, I will see you at 11 a.m. Central right back here. See you then.
My company is called The Goal Digger Girl, and we serve female entrepreneurs, teaching them how to use social media, so simple systems, online strategies, and sales and marketing. So really anyone who wants to be able to take their brick and mortar online or maybe scale their business, monetize their personal brand, we teach them exactly how to do it through social media. The ultimate mission is to allow women to own their voice, own their worth, and know that they can make a difference.
I first started following Kimberly, I want to say close to 2018. I liked the way that she was talking about how she was connecting with her customers. It just felt different than other things that I had seen. The community that you get with like a Goal Digger is absolutely wonderful. I really feel like I could reach out to anybody that was in the community.
It definitely made an impact in my own personal development and growth. And then getting the opportunity to work with a strategy session with her was a pivotal moment for me. And that's actually how I developed my agency.
I have reached a crossroads in my life, and then I met Kimberly, and it was like she said, I just got lit. It was just like my life was renewed, and I found a new meaning and a new start.
What kind of gets me out of bed in the morning and keeps me up late at night is this drive that I have to ignite the fire in others, to inspire change, lasting change for themselves, their families, their communities, and eventually, I really think we can change the world.